Happy March Caprice, everyone! I'm Nicole, I'm one of the organizers here for March Caprice, and particularly I was in charge of the games category this year, and I'm super happy to introduce this section of developer logs. Now, the reason why I'm giving this intro post is because a lot of these were recorded out of order, essentially. I recorded these before we had an order. So what the developer logs are is that these videos are interviewing people who have submitted interactable or KHified games for March Caprice this year. I wanted to highlight the design process, the thoughts behind it, and get a little bit more behind the scenes and get to know the people that were submitting these games. So, again, sorry for everything that's out of order, but I definitely did want to let you know what was going on. But yeah, I hope you all enjoy these devlogs throughout the week. I had a lot of fun making them, and personal apology to Kelly Nicole, whose audio I captured, but not my own. So, I'll make it up to you, I swear. Devlog. Hello and welcome back to another devlog where we highlight members of the Kingdom Hearts community that are submitting games for this year's March Caprice 6. And with me today is like the master of like the weirdest Kingdom Hearts knowledge that we've ever seen, and Dark Road's probably only defender, not to be confused with the Heartless defender, Aid 1043.
Hello, hello. That's me.
Yeah. If you have not watched Aid's videos, one, do so. You can easily find their channel either by typing in their username or just looking up Kingdom Hearts music or Weather Channel music, which...
That's true. Despite all of my effort I put into everything else, the silly meme video is undisputably the best thing I've ever made by a wide margin.
Yeah, that tends to happen, unfortunately. But hey, it's a good video.
It's true. Yeah, I'm Aid, or Aid1043, they, she. I run a Kingdom Hearts YouTube channel where I focus on weird and obscure Kingdom Hearts media, try to archive and share it. I also contribute to the Kingdom Hearts wiki and do various other things to help out.
And Aid is also one of our March Caprice organizers for this year.
It's true.
Yeah.
Totally slipped my mind, but yes, I'm helping run the concert for this year. One of the co-coordinators for the music.
Yeah, looking forward to the concert soiree this year. And also, last year, Aid helped me out with Melody of Madness. David, Russell, and I reached out to you and we were like, we want you to make the most difficult section of the Melody of Madness, because we knew. And also, I think 2 years ago, we specifically made rules because of your knowledge of Union stuff and VCast stuff. So, it's always fun.
Wow.
To work with Aid. So tell us, what are you doing for March Caprice this year, besides, obviously, doing this concert soiree?
So, this year, I have made a games entry, an update to an existing game. If you didn't know, sometime last December, I published Kingdom Hearts Heed to the Pulse. It's essentially a revival of the Kingdom Hearts hurdle. You hear a little bit of a piece of music from the Kingdom Hearts series, and you have to guess what song it is that's playing. There's also a second mode called Sudoku, where it gives you little puzzles that you have to solve, like name a song that was introduced in Kingdom Hearts 2 and plays for a Heartless boss. So you might say The Corrupted, if you had that. So it's two little games that involve your knowledge of Kingdom Hearts music. And for March Caprice, I have curated a special set of challenges. It will be about 15 questions, a mix of the normal and Sudoku format. And for the entire event of March Caprice, it will be up on the website, and anyone can take a go at the challenge and try to test their knowledge of Kingdom Hearts music. And once the event has reached its end, whoever has scored the best on this musical challenge, I will post their username on the site for everybody to see, and everybody to see how amazing they are and how much Kingdom Hearts knowledge they know.
Well, yeah, that's super fun. I'm looking forward to it. If you have not played Heed to the Pulse, please play it. It's so fun. There's also the infinite mode, where you don't have to do a daily one. You've got like a whole setup of like different settings, like how obscure you want to go. And this also does for the Sudoku as well, which I find incredibly addictive. The Sudoku, highly recommend.
Yeah, it is quite addictive. I have a little tracker running. So far, a total of 20,000 games have been played on Heed to the Pulse,
Ooh.
Of which 2,000 of them are just me.
Yeah! I love that. Okay, so what was the inspiration behind this project? Obviously, we heard about KH Hurdle, but was there something else that also inspired it?
Yeah. So, as you said, there was the original Kingdom Hearts hurdle. It shut down a few years ago, and that was sad because I enjoyed doing it. And I also enjoyed, in past March Caprices, participating in, as you mentioned, Melody of Madness. I was like, wow, I really wish I could do this all year round. So that's what got me to create the normal part of the hurdle. And then I saw one day a friend was playing a game called Pokedoku. It's for the Pokemon series, and it has a similar vibe. It gives you some categories you need to guess a Pokemon, like name a fire-type Pokemon that was introduced in the 3rd generation. I know basically nothing about Pokemon, but I saw that and was like, that's such a cool idea. I bet I can make something like that for Kingdom Hearts. And so it kind of merged with the Hurdle project and became Heed to the Pulse.
Well, what would be your starter then, I guess, of the limited Pokemon knowledge you have? What Pokemon do you want to start with?
My favorite Pokemon is Shuckle, but I know for a fact they're not a starter in any generation, so...
Let me tell you, that makes so much sense. Because Is it because that Shuckle can do, like, the most amount of damage, but Shuckle will never do it? That whole thing?
Yeah. I also just think they're neat.
Mark, I just think they're neat.
Really.
Oh, I love that. So I'm curious, what's been your favorite part about creating and doing upkeep on Heat to the Pulse and the Sudoku part as well?
I love learning more things. When I created to make this, I had to create a spreadsheet of literally every single song in the Kingdom Hearts series, every single version they have. I think there are 1,147 entries, give or take a few, something like that. And so I was revisiting all of these songs and learning things about them. And every time I would have a new Sudoku up, I would get people messaging me like, well, actually, this one song did play and dived at the heart in this one really specific instance, or random things that I had completely overlooked. So as this was being play tested and evolved, I just kept learning more about all of the Kingdom Hearts music, and that's just such a joy.
Yeah, I mean, as somebody who's also, like, been part of that playtesting, I've also really enjoyed, because, like, I like testing my knowledge, and it's amazing, like, how much there still is to learn for the series that is, you know, we're it's 20 plus years old now, right, the series, so it's just like, it's so cool, just like, even just something as simple as the music that we've heard a million times, we still learn more about.
Yeah, I love it being an opportunity as well to share the random music that no one ever hears. Like, a couple of weeks ago, we got a Kingdom Hearts VCast song on the daily for the hurdle, and that just makes me so happy. Like, I want people to hear all of these weird and obscure songs they might not know, like one random jazz arrangement from a Square Enix album, so I can put them into this game, and then maybe more people will get exposed to them. So that's nice.
Ooh, yeah. I will say, for anybody participating in Melody of Madness this year, probably a good idea to play some Heat to the Pulse. So I'm curious as well, like, game, you know, making anything comes, you know, with its ups and downs. What was the most difficult part of this project?
The most difficult part was getting all of the data together and then getting it to work. A lot of the technical stuff, like getting the actual music playback and stuff like that to work, that was something that there was already a lot of info about. Some of it I was able to fork off of a little work someone else did. So the technical side of things wasn't too terrible, at least for the base, but getting all of the Kingdom Hearts stuff to work with it, that was a bit tricky, because every song just has so much data that needs to go with it. It's not just, this is the title of the track, but also the arranger of the track, the year it was made, the game it appeared in, how long the track is. There's a lot of data that I had no choice but to essentially manually input by hand for every single song in the series. And if I messed something up, I would have to dig through a spreadsheet to find where on earth I could have made the error.
That's a lot of work, and, you know, like, we'll keep this going, but obviously #thank Aid, because Aid just puts in so much effort to all their projects, and especially for this, you know, I always feel bad when we're like, oh, hey, actually this thing is wrong, because I know you've worked so hard on it, so it's just like, ah.
The other thing that caused me a lot of trouble was the worst parts of Kingdom Hearts release schedules. Is like, did this Union Cross chapter release before or after Kingdom Hearts 3? Or was it between Kingdom Hearts 3 and Rewind? Or was it after Rewind but before Melody of Memory? Just things like that drove me insane.
Ooh, yeah, that's a tough time period to nail things down on. There's a lot going on. Well, Aid, thank you. Oh, actually, hold on. I forgot. I did an interview already with NobodyDaxian, and he wanted to say thank you so much for your work on VCast, because he recently, you know, played through VCast, and said that, you know, all the work that you've done on it, he would never been able to figure all that out, like, without your help. So again, #thank
you.
And I'm going to thank you again for joining me here for the developer blog interview that we have going on here. Where can people find your submission, and what socials of any beyond like your YouTube channel, which we've already talked about, that you want to plug here?
Yeah, you can find Heat to the Pulse at aid1043.github.io/kh-hurdle, and if that's a bit of a mouthful, it's linked both on my YouTube channel and on my Blue Sky, which is just aid1043.
Awesome. Thank you again so much, Aid, #thank Aid, for joining me and for also just getting to know you. You're interested in more March Caprice stuff. We've got a whole lot going on for the rest of the week from different streams, and of course we have our video bonanza over the course of the weekend, but as Aid said, their submission is available to play like anytime right now, and there's even a special event going on. So definitely do that. If you don't, the Weather Channel will come for you. Alright. Happy March Caprice!
Thank you. Happy March Caprice!
Hello and happy March Caprice. We're back with another game dev vlog here, and I'm here with a very good friend of mine, TealGameMaster, who is submitting for a game this year in the games category. If I haven't said games enough, I will let Teal introduce himself a little bit more. Teal, if you don't mind telling us, a little bit more about who you are and what your submission is.
Yes, thank you very much, my Taskmaster. I am Teal, TealGameMaster, Teal's Tales, whichever channel you want to look at. I've made Kingdom Hearts Taskmaster, basically inspired by the British comedy panel show, where 5 comedians do a series of tasks, and they don't know what the tasks are, and it's just a lot of good fun. And I thought it would be fun to do that for Kingdom Hearts. So that is indeed what we have done. The main thing is going up a little bit before March Caprice, but March Caprice's entry is, I think, probably the best task, which is recreating 5 iconic cutscenes from Kingdom Hearts. Each person did a different cutscene. I gave them free reign to pick whatever they want, and we had an hour to recreate it, and I think they all nailed it.
Yes, having, one bit a part of the recording and part of that whole process, I could definitely say, you do not want to miss this particular one because it is insane. It is... The editing, too, Teal's a fantastic editor and he's been around YouTube forever, and so you could really see just, how much he puts into his stuff, and again, this is going to be very hilarious. Highly recommend, especially if you're interested in any sort of Kingdom Hearts-ified thing in general. You'll get a lot of laughs out of it.
I mean, it was really fun to make, just, in terms of working out how to edit it, because Taskmaster, for those who don't know, is super fast-paced as a show. It's cut down to 45 minutes and they do 5 tasks an episode. So, some of the tasks are longer, some of them are shorter, but they have to be very fast-paced because it's just frenetic, fun comedy, constantly moving for whatever the task may be. Mm-hmm. And in working out how to edit that down, in the case of this task, it's an hour each. We each have an hour to do it, so realistically there's going to be the cutscene, which is what it is, but before that there has to be a montage of us in the questions, the filming, the whatnot, and telling a story and finding that story within the 5 hours. It's just so much fun to record and to edit, and just I loved it. It was such a great experience.
Did you want to talk about who was all doing the task?
Sure, yeah. So of course you are our Taskmaster. You get to basically judge them harshly and fairly, but mostly harshly.
Yes.
Yes, our contestants are Aeba, Chene, Espurr, KHGuides, and Violin. So yeah, we have a wonderful, very wide range of personalities, which is what you need. You can't just have, obviously we're in Taskmaster, they're all comedians, but they all have very different styles, they all have very different flows, and you need that, because if you have 5 of the same type of person, it's still going to be fun, but it doesn't clash or meld as well, and you need that difference, and you can come up with a task idea and be like, okay, I think people are going to do that. Mm-hmm. But realistically, you have no idea what people are actually thinking until it happens. And it's so exciting, because I was in a couple of tasks, I think this is what's going to happen. And not a chance that happen at all. So it's great.
Ironic for if you go by the typical name of Game Master, whether it's in a D&D session or an escape room, you would kind of expect to be surprised, but also, it's, honestly, people are really funny. Like, it's the same reason why when you watch Family Feud and you're like, why would people suggest that? It's like, you actually don't know what's going on in people's heads.
Yeah.
So, it's, some people overthink, some people are no thoughts, head empty. Some people are pure galaxy brain and yet still go on instinct. So, you know, like, as you know, it can get nuts. Yeah,
and I mean, we did 7 tasks, and I think everything you just described there happens in at least each task at least once. Because there's something that goes horrifically wrong for one person, there's something that goes incredibly well for one person, there's something that just goes, oh, that's not what I was expecting, but I love. Like, it's chaos, and that's what you want from every single task and every moment, and it's so much fun. I've loved the process of all of it. It really, like, it wasn't like I had lost a spark, but it really, really ignited a spark for me. So it's so thank you more than anything for everyone who took part in it and making it happen. Because it's like I mean, I did do a lot of the work in terms of, you know, I had to organize with everyone and edit it, but I can't do it without you guys. You make the content, and it's great. Like, I can only push you in a direction, and you have to smash the gates open and go full force with an army to make it as exciting as possible. So I appreciate it.
Yeah. Well, I was curious. You obviously, this is based off of Taskmaster, pre-existing game/show, but I was curious, were there any other inspirations for KH Taskmaster that you brought in to this? Maybe something from outside of Taskmaster, or maybe just something you've done in the past?
Not massively. Like, because I'm a huge fan of Taskmaster.
Okay.
It's the kind of thing I've watched all of it more than once, because it's the kind of thing that I like to watch to go to sleep to. It's just such a relaxing show. I know that's weird knowing that if you know Taskmaster, it's quite chaotic, but it is just like, it's just fun. It's fun to watch. I don't have to think about it. Brain switches off. Good laughs, good times, good snooze. So yeah, I guess that. But like, I've been wanting to make my own Taskmaster-ish show for a while. And I guess this was sort of like a test run. Can I do it? Because like, there's one thing to be like, oh, I want to make it, and another thing to, could I do it well? Because a lot of people, I would say, can't. Because it is a very specific type of thing you are creating. Yeah. And I like to think I did a good job with this. But going back to your question, one of the things for the other show, one of the things I made for that show, I actually put in it. So one of the tasks was in it. Maybe it's your entry was the one that I took from the other show.
little bit, like, I am also, you know, uploading part of this Taskmaster to my channel as well, and at Awesome in My World on YouTube. You'll get double the Taskmaster goodness. So I will say that, Teal, you mentioned it already that you had a lot of fun making this entry, but I was curious, what was your favorite part about, whether it's like the design part, the results? It could be both, it could be neither. You know, what are your thoughts?
Oh boy. Getting to know everyone is really nice, because we weren't recording for too long. It was 3 to 4 hours, give or take. You know, within that time, we're friendly. We're talking to each other between the tasks. We're not just being like, no, we're working now. Yeah. We were chatting and just having fun. And like afterwards, after we finished it, we'd chat for a bit. Che and I talked for like 2 hours afterwards. It was really nice. Yeah, it was really fun to get to know everyone and to see their personalities, but I think like the most fun part of that comes from like, I obviously have to be switched on because I'm, whatever they all do, I have to be able to react if they ask something, if they do something, if they whatever. But I don't think it's very obvious, but absolutely as they're doing things, the gears are turning in my head, being like, okay, you pair incredibly well with this person who just went before you. Okay, like, and yeah, finding that story is so much fun. Because it's a very difficult thing to create a story. One of the tasks I've classed it as, I sent my friends on a Kingdom Hearts scavenger hunt, which was basically, I collected all the Trinities in Kingdom Hearts 1 except one. I didn't give them anything to go on, just find it. They were told they couldn't open their journals, they couldn't see which one it was that was missing through the journal, and they weren't allowed to change their loadout, so they couldn't change magic and whatnot. There may be a reason for that. They basically had to go and find it, and, you know, they're all going to find it eventually, but it's a question of how do I tell the story of the journey on where they're going before they get to it, and ultimately all convening in one location. And it's like finding that narrative, working out the order, what to cut, what to leave in. It's just so rewarding and so fun. And I think I did a good job creating a story for each task that was compelling and also just a lot of fun. But I'm going to double the question to you. What was your favourite bit? Because you were also a very big part of this. It couldn't be done without you. You are the scorer.
I mean, I guess you were the one who was doing more of really everything than I was. But I think for me, one, I loved seeing everybody's performances, especially like Chain and Aeba and Guides I'm a little bit more close with, right? And so to see their brains working in what ways, some of them absolutely predictable, some of them not. Chain and Aeba are very fun to rip off of each other, and so like knowing how those two think, not surprised with some of their results. Some of them I very much was. Chain's insane in particular.
Yeah, I love Chain.
Hashtag thank Chain, thank Aeba, hashtag thank Guides and Violin for showing up. And Espurr. I think and this will lead into my next question, because not only was it fun to do the scoring, but the difficult part for me was, even though I know it's supposed to be chaotic, I'm still trying to keep things even or fair to an extent, right? Yeah. Because one, we want to make sure the game is interesting from a scoring perspective. So to make sure to have somebody just run away with it, nah, we don't want that.
Well, I mean, we don't, but if that's what happens, that's what happens.
True, yes. Like, everybody, like, who participated, Espurr, Violin, Chain, Aeba, Guides, they put so much into each task, and you don't want to invalidate that. And I think that was really important in regards to being the taskmaster and getting out those scores. What was the most difficult aspect of this project for you? I imagine some of it's, blocking out time, but let's maybe move
editing.
Editing? Okay. What about the editing?
I mean, you've seen the 5 iconic Kingdom Hearts cutscenes recreation. There was a lot that had to go into making them look not perfectly identical, but close as possible. Because, like, the things, they were given an hour to film it. I was given as much time to edit it after the fact.
Yes.
And I didn't give myself, like, a billion hours. But, like, some of them, without giving anything away, Violin and Aeba's took a long time to make it look right. So did Guides, actually. Espurr's and Chain's were easier to edit. Just to be clear, like, every attempt is amazing. Like, it's really cool. And there was always a worry in the back of my mind that, I hope someone doesn't do the same cutscene twice. Because it is possible, but no one did, and that's really nice.
You mean all 5 people didn't choose the best? That was absolute proof that we totally owned you labors 5 times?
I mean, I would love that, but that's not what happened. They are iconic cutscenes, but also, they're not the go-to in some cases. It's not what I was expecting, and I love it.
Teal, thank you so much for talking with me about your project and the process of it, especially since your entry is probably one of the more unique ones in terms of like a KHGuides game. One, obviously everybody needs to check it out, and I'm definitely looking forward to more if we happen to get more from you. But where can people find your submission, and what socials do you want to share?
Yeah, it's on Teal's Tales. My socials, TealGameMaster. It's on Blue Sky. The other one. You can find me at Aeba. I'm excited for you to see it. It's great. It's very silly. It's very fun, and you're not expecting whatever you think's gonna happen. You're wrong. It's gonna be way better than you think.
Yeah. And as a reminder, I'm also uploading one of the tasks for this entry. That will be on my YouTube channel at Awesome in My World, and if you'd like to follow me in particular, I'm at Nicole M on Blue Sky. Alright, well, thank you all for joining us for this game developer log. Thank you again, Teal, for joining me for this, and happy March Caprice!
Happy March Caprice!
Happy March Caprice, everyone! We're back here with another developer log, this time with Kelly Nicole.
Hello!
So do you mind introducing us to who you are and what you're doing for March Caprice this year?
Hi everybody, I'm Kelly Nicole, and I am doing a very unique stream this year. I've decided to take the game Secret Hitler that I enjoy playing with friends, and I thought, wouldn't this be fun if I modded this and made this Secret Nort? And nobody knows who's gonna be Norted, and the Norts are trying to win, but then the Guardians of Light are trying to win. And I actually had this idea for like 2 years, forgot about it, signed up for March Caprice, was mid-shower being like, what am I gonna do? And it came back to me, and I was like, yes! And so I want to get other Kingdom Hearts creators in and have a good time with it.
What was the inspiration behind your project? What from the Kingdom Hearts games did you draw upon? What about other games? Any real-world experiences or art influences?
I used to do group streams, mainly with Dax and Brisk, who you will also know from March Caprice, and I wanted to do something unique and Kingdom Hearts themed. At the time, as a brand new streamer, I don't know how to mod things. If I'm being honest, at the time of recording, I still have not modded this game. That's later Kelly's problem. I think that I didn't have a deadline for myself, so it never got made. You know what I mean? I have ADHD, so I suffer from, this is a great idea, and if I don't give myself a deadline, it just sits. So when I had the idea for March Caprice, I was like, this is a great idea to get me to get off my butt and actually make it, and also have some fun with some other Kingdom Hearts content creators.
What was your favorite part about this project? It can be like a memory, a mechanic, art, the design process, anything you can think of.
I think I'm a huge fan of this game. I'm a huge fan of games like this and Werewolf and all that, where you have to lie to each other. I think there's a lot of board games and card games where it is purely just skill that's going to get you by. But I love, because normally you have people who are the best at games, and now they're finally struggling because it's all, I don't believe it. Well, wait a minute. I think it knocks every single player on an even playing field, and it just makes for some absolute hilarious moments. So I'm excited to I want to. Hopefully, I'm gonna figure out how to do it, use Canva and everything, but I want to redo like the art on the cards, you know, and put Kingdom Hearts symbols on there. You know, when you flip over, it says you are a Nord, it'll have like a Xehanort face or something, you know. And I'm hoping, then this is another ambitious one, I'm hoping to record it and eventually turn it into like a little video feature after the fact, to be like, you know, if you missed March Caprice, late March Caprice, and then hopefully if I can record everyone's faces, we can have voiceover being like, you are a Nort, and we can see what their face looks like when they figure it out, you know. But really the Kingdom Hearts-ify the board game is what I'm excited for. My goal would be by the end of this, if you want to play Secret Nort with you and your friends on Tabletop Simulator, anyone can grab it.
What were the most difficult parts about this project?
The technical. In my mind, it's done. My mind, I'm like, yes, this is what it looks like. What I know I'm gonna end up crashing out over is getting the mod. I've never modded anything. I have some friends who have, and they're like, I'll help you. You know what I mean? You got questions? Let me know. But at the same time, how wonderful is it to be able to learn a new skill and put that to the test? I mean, if worse comes to worse, we'll call it Secret Nort and be like, audience, pretend. But I'm hopeful. I feel like Tabletop Simulator, people do mods of it all the time, so I'm excited to learn something new. And but that for me is definitely like running the game, fine, getting the people, fine. Getting the technical aspect, that makes me a little nervous.
Thank you so much for joining me, Kelly Nicole. Where can people find your submission, and what socials do you want to share?
Thank you for inviting me and allowing me to. I think everyone at this point, or by the end of March, is going to be sick of seeing my face. But I am grateful. I'm so happy. I think I was telling Lance in the interview, like, I am a fan of March Caprice for a few years now, and I'm just stoked to be a part of it this year. You can find me anywhere online at KellyNicole515, Twitch, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, Tumblr, Blue Sky, anywhere you go. I've probably got the handle somewhere. And you can find this live stream from March Caprice on my Twitch at KellyNicole515.
Well, that concludes another devlog here. Thank you so much for joining me, and look forward to more March Caprice goodness. Happy March Caprice!
Happy March Caprice!
Happy March Caprice, everyone! We're back here with another developer log, this time with Mayor Geech. So do you mind introducing us to who you are?
Hello everyone, my name is Mayor Geech, and I have a YouTube channel where I talk about Kingdom Hearts, and I sometimes post my music. And honestly, I'm not that consistent. I don't post all the time, but I do always post for March Caprice. So I guess technically that is kind of consistent. Like once a year, I will definitely post something for March Caprice. And so it's really nice to be here for this developer log.
Is this your first March Caprice?
I've been doing March Caprice since 2020 when it first began, and I just really love doing it. I love sharing my art along with all the other creators, and I love just having this event where we can all come together and enjoy each other's work and share our passion for the series.
Well, tell us what you're doing for March Caprice this year.
My March Caprice game is a Kingdom Hearts trivia game called Kingdom Trivia that lets you test your Kingdom Hearts knowledge. And I made it with 3 different modes, which may seem very familiar. The first one is beginner mode, the second one is standard mode, and the third one is proud mode. And there's 13 questions per mode, and it's all multiple choice, so you just have to choose the right answer. And I hope everyone enjoys just testing their Kingdom Hearts knowledge and proving that they have what it takes to be a true Keyblade master.
What was the inspiration behind your project? What from the Kingdom Hearts games did you draw upon? What about other games? Any real-world experiences or art influences?
My inspiration for this game was actually a Dragon Ball Z Trivial Pursuit game, and it was really, really fun, like trying to come up with the answers and trying to like dig deep and remember all these Dragon Ball Z episodes that I hadn't seen in so long. And I thought this would be so fun if it was Kingdom Hearts, because I've actually I know Kingdom Hearts, and it would be so fun to actually know the answers and actually feel smart with my Kingdom Hearts knowledge. But unfortunately, when I tried to look it up, there was no Kingdom Hearts Trivial Pursuit, no Kingdom Hearts trivia, anything. And so I thought, well, I can just make it. And thus, this idea was born.
What was your favorite part about this project? It can be like a memory, a mechanic, art, the design process, anything you can think of.
It was really fun coming up with the questions and answers, and it was especially fun to come up with the wrong answers, because you can just come up with the funniest answer. And I feel like most people are gonna know the answers, especially in beginner mode, so I felt like some of the answers needed to be kind of funny to keep it entertaining and not just boring, just because you already know the answers.
What were the most difficult parts about this project?
The hardest part of this whole thing is that I'm not really a programmer, I'm more of an artiste. And so sometimes it's a little hard to get into that meticulous mindset of programming. And so, programming is basically just a bunch of, if this happens, then this will happen. And it sounds really simple, and it is pretty simple, but it's you have to think about every single moment in the game, at least the way I do it. There's probably a way simpler way to do it, but I mostly just do if this, then that. And when you're working with a huge system, the if thens just explode or just exponentially grow exponentially, and it's like a maze I have to escape. It sounds really terrible when I explain it like that, but it is really fun. It's like a puzzle. You gotta solve a puzzle. You have to solve the maze. That's how I think about it. It's like you're trying to escape, you're trying to think about all the exits of the maze at the same time, and you're trying to get the player to all of those possible exits.
Thank you so much for joining me, Mayor Geech. where can people find your submission, and what socials do you want to share?
Thank you all so much for listening to my developer log section. I really appreciate it. And you can find my game Kingdom Trivia on the Artists Alley section of the March Caprice website. And you can also find it on my social media, Blue Sky and Twitter. My username is Turning the Key, and I'm sure I'll have it linked there on my profile, like in the links or pinned, somewhere on there. And thanks again for listening, and I hope you all enjoy the rest of these wonderful games that are being showcased here in the developer logs. And thanks again. Thanks, everybody.
Well, that concludes another devlog here. Thank you so much for joining me, and look forward to more March Caprice goodness. Happy March Caprice! Hello, happy March Caprice!
Happy March Caprice, how's it going?
Woo! It's going great, thank you, Greeny. Welcome.
Hey, thank you.
Yeah, welcome to Greeny, and welcome to everybody here for another developer log where I am interviewing people that are submitting entries that fall under the games category. There's some sort of interactive element, and as you can see, there's a little goblin near me.
I'm just a goblin guy.
A little goblin guy. Greeny, do you want to formally introduce yourself and what you're doing for March Caprice this year?
Yeah, for sure. Hi, everybody. I'm Greeny the Goblin, your friendly neighborhood green goblin with no relation at all to Willem Dafoe. And yeah, I am hosting an episode of a game show this year. It's a episode of a show that I currently run on my channel called Greeny What, and this is going to be a Kingdom Hearts special. I'll take us to the game room. Whoops, that's the living room.
I love
there we
art.
Go.
Woo!
Yeah. This living room, by the way, this game room was made by Fruitoon, one of the artists here in our March Caprice community as well. And yeah, so this game show, what we're going to be doing here, or I guess what Greeny What is it's an eclectic game show that kind of pulls from dozens of different pop culture and gaming sources. And we kind of just fast forward jump from category to category. No two segments are very similar. It's all kind of a bit of nonsense, and I try to mix them up enough so that each episode feels like its own fresh experience. And so for March Caprice, I wanted to host a Kingdom Hearts special episode that features the music, worlds, characters, voices, and some of the other charming elements from this series. And so then also to fill out the contestants, I thought it would be fun to include a roster that is entirely made up of past and present March Caprice content creators.
Ooh.
Yeah, so we'll be bringing a few people in. We've got one who is still on the fence, just pending scheduling. We don't know when their thing's going to be scheduled, if it's going to be overlapping. But otherwise, I've got 3 other creators that are fully locked in and ready to do this, so I'm looking forward to that.
That's awesome. Are you able to talk about who they are just yet, or are you going to have that be a surprise?
Ooh, you know what? I think I can talk about who some of them are. So, for the 3 that we have for sure, that's going to be Cyrus, so that's Cosmic Citrus. Then we will have Espurr Roba.
Yay.
And we'll have Sil Blossom Gaia. So those are our 3 we have coming in. Yeah, no, and they're awesome, and they've all had plenty of different opportunities to submit into the March Caprice series over the course of the last few years. Which, by the way, check out all of their videos because they're so talented, they're so creative. And I believe of those 3, both Cosmic Citrus and Sil Blossom Gaia have submissions for this year too.
Yeah, so funny enough, I was actually a little peek behind the scenes here. I am currently reviewing Cosmic Citrus's entry, which is really cool so far. I'm not going to spoil it because this will go up before their entry goes live. But I can tell you, really cool. Absolutely want to watch it especially if you're a crafty person. Sil Blossom Gaia, she's also going to be, as you mentioned, she's going to be submitting this year, kind of similar to her previous year's videos about basically what's Kyrie game going to look like in the worlds that include that. I personally love that those videos so far, and also Silly Blossom has helped out organizing March Caprice in the past, so hashtag thanks Silly Blossom.
Hashtag thanks Silly Blossom.
And of course, Espurr is one of our art organizers this year for March Caprice, and has helped previous years as well, so hashtag thank Espurr.
Yeah, thank Espurr!
And,
yeah.
So,
I'm very excited to have them on.
Yeah, and I know that, well, some of them have been contestants on this show before. I thought they all escaped.
They escaped, but, you know, can always find a way to bring them back in. So yes, we have 2 returning contestants. That'll be Cosmic Citrus and Espurr. This will be Silly Blossom's first time here on the show, and also the other contestant, it will also be her first time on the show.
Ooh, we got a pronoun drop. It's
yep,
her.
pronoun drop.
That's awesome. I like the mystery element of who our mysterious fourth contestant will be. Definitely looking forward to that. And this is a live stream, correct?
This will be a live stream, yes.
So keep an eye out for Greeny's live stream when it goes live. That's a great sentence.
Lots alive.
Yeah, lots alive. We're all alive, hopefully.
Oh yeah, I hope so.
So I'm curious. So what was the inspiration, I guess, behind your show Greeny What as a whole, and what was the inspiration to make it more Kingdom Hearts based if it's not just for the sake of March Caprice?
So it's funny, the entire origin of Greeny What actually started in a voice call with David Russell.
That makes sense.
He had just finished putting together a collection of like audio files that were kind of like mix and matched old like either cut dialogue lines from characters or very rarely heard dialogue lines. And he was testing this thing out with a lot of the his friends and some of these calls. And as that conversation, as we were talking about it and how fun it was, the conversation kind of came around of like, this could be a really fun game show idea. Just to throw out like, here's this really obscure voice line that you like, we know these characters' voices so well, and yet you cannot identify who just made this sound. And we kind of like spitballed off of that idea for a while, and it kind of became like, hey, maybe we should try to turn this into some kind of a game show for, you know, either March Caprice or just for fun. And elements of that game that he made ended up, with his permission, making it into parts of the game show for last year's March Caprice submission. And in order to make sure that I was ready for that March Caprice submission, I ended up starting the show 2 episodes before March Caprice to like fully get into the swing of it. And so now it's just become its own live streamed show that we run every now and again.
Wow, okay. That's super fun.
Yeah.
I love origin stories like that. So since you've been doing this, you know, for a little while, I'm curious, what's your favorite part about this show?
Oh, okay. So my favorite part is always messing with the players in the live episode. It is always getting their live reaction to whatever thing has just happened on the screen, because I always try to mix in just little fun gags that like the players are not going to expect, and or some kind of a question or some voice line or something that, you know, throws a curveball into the game. And so I'm looking forward to seeing how they react to what I have in store for them this time.
That's wonderful. Also a little, you know, evil, but I mean,
yeah,
that's kind of like, I mean, I had a, you know, TealGameMaster and I were actually having a similar conversation in his devlog of like, yeah, you know, sometimes it's fun to watch people squirm a bit. So what are game hosts if not a little evil, you know?
Yeah, just a little bit of evil, a little bit.
Yeah.
It's not so bad.
One day we'll make Kingdom Hearts Game Changer.
Yeah.
Samurai,
oh,
call
that
me.
would be fun.
Samurai, please. Enter for March Caprice.
Samurai, please bring us in.
So I'm also curious, not everything is sunshine and rainbows when you're making a game or hosting. So what has been the most difficult part about these shows, or maybe even this particular entry that you're going to be having this year?
Ooh, so probably the most difficult part, it kind of goes in tandem with my favorite aspect, which is just sometimes, you put a lot or into an idea, and it's not until a little later that you realize, like, this one is just not going to land. And that's like with stand-up comedy, which I am not a comedian, but like that's with a lot of things. You go up there and you perform, and 5 or 6 things are going to be totally awesome, and a few things are just not going to stick. And so probably the most challenging aspect is trying to figure out ahead of time, like, what's going to be fun for the contestants while still adding that little bit of a challenge, keeping things like adding a spin to it. Because at the end of the day, I want everyone to still be having a good time. And thankfully, I do have a large pool of former contestants now from previous shows who are more than willing to help me test categories out. So whenever they're not here for an episode, sometimes they're beta testing with me.
Okay, so you have your testers down in the basement, like most game development studios.
Yes, exactly.
Come join us in the dungeon.
Come join us in the dungeon.
The testing dungeon. There's no lights.
No, nothing at all. You'll have to find your way out.
Woo! There is no escape.
Nope. Zero escape. Wait, a whole other series.
Oh my god. I'm glad that you've mentioned testing, because it doesn't come up that often with like these submissions, particularly for the games this year, at least with the interviews I've had, because some of them are like, hey, we've made it, we've already like submitted it, but it's cool to hear that you have been testing things out. Are you able to give us a little bit of insight into the testing process? Is it just going through a game, or is it like submitting like, hey, how do y'all feel about this question, or the like?
Yeah, so it's a little bit of a mix of a few of those. So generally what I do is I try to create, I throw like 7 or 8 darts at a board, right? I usually only go with maybe 4, sometimes 5 categories for a given episode. But I try to throw out a few darts, and then I pull a few different people from different like backgrounds or like different knowledge bases together from my pool of former contestants. And
you almost said collection. All right.
Yes, my collection. And I kind of just run through like a few trial questions, or just like a few like I've put together like 3 or 4 samples just to be like, is this a fun category? Does this feel like something that like, do you feel like you would even get what's going on here? Or, like, does this feel too obtuse? I know I've had one where someone gave me feedback where I was like so into an idea, and I had to take a moment to take a step back and be like, yeah, but this is not going to make sense for people.
I see.
And so I definitely appreciate their feedback. That was actually, funny enough, that was Cosmic Citrus for last year's March Caprice, toning me down on something where I was going way overboard. So I appreciate my testers very, very much.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I guess my final question here before we wrap up is, are you taking testers? As in, like, are you accepting new testers? Not that you're kidnapping them, or I guess both. What do you do? How'd you get your testers? Are you kidnapping them?
All of my testers are former contestants and have therefore been kidnapped at one point or another. So
I see.
I suppose if you want to be a tester, you gotta come on the show and play the game.
Hey,
we are taking new submissions. Let me know.
Open for kidnapping.
Open for kidnapping.
Good to know. All right, thank you so much, Greeny. This has been a lot of fun. Definitely looking forward to your live stream. And so is Suki, my cat.
Suki! I love cats.
Very cute. So, where can people find your submission, and what socials do you want to share?
Yes, so that is going to be at twitch.tv/GreenytheGoblin. which is the main platform where you can find me. Also, I do have a YouTube, which is also, it just goes by GreenytheGoblin, no spaces. I still need to finish editing the last year's episode,
It's okay.
but it'll make its way onto YouTube at some point. It is currently in editing purgatory. Yes, I will make sure that this VOD is published on Twitch so that everyone's able to watch it there too.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Greeny. And hopefully I can get out of the house here. I'm allowed to leave, right?
Yeah. I suppose you can leave here. We'll head back to the door.
Okay, good. I just want to make sure that I do have my freedom, given your propensity to, Oh, awesome!
Yeah,
Yay.
kidnap my players. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nah, you're good. You can head out. I'll see
right.
y'all around.
All right,
See
happy
you in the
March
next game.
Caprice.
Happy March Caprice.
Hello, everybody. Happy March Caprice. So this is a cool thing we're doing this year called the Developer Logs, because for this year we have the Games category, where we're showing off, people that make KH themed games, whether that's an actual video game, board game, or something that's like a KH variant of something, KH Jeopardy, or in our first guest's case, we're doing a spin on an old classic, I believe, right? And I'll let you, our guest, tell us what that is, tell us who you are, and what your submission is for this year.
Hello, my name is NobodyDaxian. I go by he, him. This is actually my first March Caprice, and to kick things off, I am doing Twitch Plays Kingdom Hearts. I have a script of code that allows viewers in my Twitch to type things in the chat that will elicit a command into the game and make Sora move around, do some jumpies, maybe attack a Heartless or something. And the goal is to see if Twitch chat can escape Destiny Islands.
Okay, we're starting off with a low bar. Good.
Yeah.
Have you actually done Twitch Plays before?
Yeah, so the first time I did this, I did it with Kingdom Hearts 2. The goal was to complete Rock's Summer Vacation. It took my chat 13 hours. That's not a lie. It actually was 13 hours. And eventually they got there. If you want to see how that runs, I have a whole video about it on my YouTube channel.
Yeah. One, that's hilarious. I don't know why KH fans keep doing that, how we managed to fall on that. But two, you're not just, a content creator, you're also a content creator that's got an award, right?
That's true, yeah. I won Content Creator of the Year at Reconnect 2025. Very, very exciting. You can see the award right there under a cup.
You're using it as a coaster.
Well, there's no drink in it. That little corner of my nightstand there is my Reconnect memorabilia shelf, and that award doesn't stand up right on its own or slanted, and it kind of just fell. So I was like, whatever. I'll put this cup on it and fill it with goodies and stuff. Well,
if we have another award ceremony, we'll have to tell guides to maybe include a stand with the Million Trees award.
For real.
But yeah, I mean, we were both at Reconnect, and congratulations again. Definitely well earned.
Thank you.
Your content's awesome.
Thank you.
For the Twitch Plays Kingdom Hearts 1 specifically, Destiny Islands, what was the inspiration behind trying to do this again?
Well, the initial inspiration obviously was Twitch Plays Pokemon. Very classic bit of internet history from 2014, 15, something like that.
It's been that long, right?
I know. But someone had posted their own code for Twitch Plays Pokemon, and then with the help of Roro Maniac, we tweaked it. I say he tweaked it so that I could use it for Kingdom Hearts. And we started with Kingdom Hearts 2, and I just figured, might as well go back and do Kingdom Hearts 1, Yeah.
I'm curious, why did you start off with KH2? Was it easier to implement than KH1? Or was it just, that's the one you wanted to go with at the time?
I think more so it was just the one I wanted to go with at the time. The implementation is like pretty basic for like either game really. But I think I was really into like KH2 randos at the time, and so that's kind of what I was known for in that period.
Yeah.
And so I was like, well, this is what everyone more so recognizes, and I think it'd be really fun to title this like "Can You Survive Summer Vacation?" And I was like, yeah, we'll run it that way. So now it's "Can You Escape an Island?"
Yeah.
is the title.
That's awesome. I'm now thinking of, well, one, have you played the Archipelago World randomizers where okay, yeah.
Yes, I have. I have a couple of videos on those too.
Yep. Basically, I'm just making you plug your channel with each question.
Basically.
It's all good content. I actually also did an Archipelago rando recently, and it was quite fun. I did not.
What did you play?
I played.
I'm interviewing you now. What did you play?
Okay, so yeah, so I played KH1. A couple of us from Requiem were playing. So Chain was playing KH2. Keynote was playing Birth by Sleep. Aid was playing Hollow Knight because
wait, is that Aid 1043?
Yes, the Aid that makes them like the
hell yeah. Can you thank Aid personally for me, because she was the one who made it possible to play KH Mobile and KH VCast. So I was able to do that as well, or I was able to play those games and make some content out of those, and my chat absolutely loved those. So
yeah, absolutely. So I'm also curious, since you have done this before with KH2, what was your favorite part of the KH2 Twitch plays, and do you expect that to also be your favorite of this KH1 Twitch plays?
It's a mixed bag, honestly, because it's my favorite and also one of the more frustrating parts of the whole experience is trying to get all of Twitch chat to unionize together in order to complete the goal, but then they kind of segue and do something completely different. The big highlight in KH2 was, instead of advancing the job quests in KH2, they would just keep going back to the Grand Standard Ball, and they would just attack that thing every chance they get, and it went on for hours.
Oh, no.
And so we created like the cult of the ballers, is what we called them.
Oh.
And so that kind of just became a thing, and now like I call people in my chat ballers.
Yeah.
As a reward for them completing the thing, I hit the Grand Standard Ball 9,999 times as Roxas.
Yep.
So it just kind of became a thing. So I'm looking forward to, and also dreading, what they decide to hyperfixate on instead of completing the goal this time around for Kingdom Hearts 1.
Alright, well, do you have any predictions? Because I already have one off the bat.
They're probably going to want to race Riku until they win, and I don't think it's going to happen.
Oh my god, that was not what I was thinking. I figured it was just going to be coconuts.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, they could do that, honestly.
Or, yeah, it could be that, or, like, choosing a specific, like, kid to fight, you know, because obviously on the first day you get to... So you're trying to go through the entire Destiny Island sequence, even fighting Darkseid?
Yes.
Cool
yes.
boy. Okay. Oh, wait, that means you have to... Are you gonna start at Destiny Islands or in the Dive to the Heart?
Dive to the heart, baby.
Oh, no.
Dive to the heart. That's where it starts. Now, the good news, is it is actually impossible to die in Dive to the Heart.
Correct.
At least before... well, you might still get saved during the Darkseid fight. I don't remember specifically. But that shouldn't be too hard. It'll be a little taste, a little nibble of what they'll have to do near the end of the challenge.
That'll be definitely exciting to watch. And also, as somebody who understands the watching somebody try to do a task and just not doing it, I hope you have some sort of stress ball with you.
I believe in their ability to do what they want and not really think about the overall goal. I believe in their ability to complete their goals and what they want to do. Is that gonna be beating Darkseid? I honestly could not tell you. We will find out.
Well, NobodyDaxian, thank you so much for sitting down to talk with me about your submission. Once again, where can people find you and your submission when it goes live on March Caprice?
Yeah, thank you again for having me. You can find me over on Twitch, where the live stream will take place, and I'm also over on YouTube, which has a wide catalog of Kingdom Hearts content that you probably won't see anywhere else.
For sure. Any other like social media you want to plug for people to follow you, or is it just the Twitch and the YouTube you want people to?
I mean, those are the main ones, but I'm also on Twitter, Blue Sky, Instagram, TikTok. Mostly just post clips on those platforms, but if you want something to watch while you're on your lunch break or something, you can go there too.
All right, cool. Thank you again. So that is the end of this first developer log. Again, I'm going to thank you a million times. Again, thank you for joining me for this. This was a lot of fun.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Of course. And, want to wish you all a happy March Caprice.
Happy March Caprice.
Hello! Happy March Caprice! Welcome back to the Developer Logs, where we interview the people doing submissions that are in the games category this year for March Caprice. And here with me today is BriskApollo. Now, I've introduced you by name, but do you mind telling us more about who you are and all your fun stuff that you're doing right now?
Yeah, for sure. So I go by BriskApollo. I post on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram. I post on so many platforms. Tumblr. I can't keep track of them all anymore. I do a mixed bag of content. I do some informational content, some funny edits, and for March Caprice, which I've done for the last 2 March Caprice, I've done a trivia game show with other Kingdom Hearts content creators, and I come up with some really wacky questions that you just wouldn't think of, just out of the blue. Who says later taters in Kingdom Hearts 2? That you're just why would I know that? And it's well, this is my quiz show, and these are the types of questions I'm asking. And we're bringing it back for March Caprice this year.
Awesome. I loved your last couple quiz videos because I'm insane and like to play along, right? And, because there's that whole, do I know everything?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm curious, what inspired you particularly for this very, wackadoodle version of trivia?
Good question, actually. I think initially I was just trying to think of a concept of what I could do for March Caprice, because I remember 2 years ago I saw the posts for March Caprice,
mm-hmm.
but I wasn't really I didn't know many people in the community beyond the few friends I made on TikTok. So Kelly Nicole 515 and NobodyDaxian.
Mm-hmm.
So none of them had mentioned anything about March Caprice, and I was oh yeah, it'd be really fun to do something. And I was a lot of my content is really more of it's informational. It's not very entertaining. It's more of just oh, I'm kind of curious about this specific piece of info with Kingdom Hearts, and does it have a video that follows it to give it an answer? And so it's trying to think of something different. And then I kind of had this idea of doing a trivia show. And then I was well, I got friends. I'll ask them if they want to be a part of it. And then shout out to Regular Pat for having the Wayfinder project. Because what I would do is I would go on the website and hit a random cutscene, and then I would just look for any minor detail that I could see from that cutscene. And then I would just okay, that's good. And I would write that down. So a lot of it was just trying to be creative in a different format that I hadn't done before. And I think that pretty much is a good way to describe me, is that I always try to go outside of the box and do something different. And that was just the idea I had in that moment. And then I asked some friends, and we came up with the concept.
That's super cool. I love what you said about how you're trying to push yourself to do content that you normally haven't done before, or if it's just something that other people haven't done before, because
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of Pat, that man does trivia all the time.
Yeah, Yeah, which is funny because I don't think I knew that at the time. Like, I've seen some regular Pat videos, but because he mostly does that on his streams, right?
Yeah.
The trivia. Yeah, so I think at that moment I'd only known him from YouTube. So then eventually when I saw that he had trivia, and I felt bad too, because I was like, I hope he doesn't think I'm stealing his thunder by like using the Wayfinder project in a lot of the videos that I've done, where it was like every darkness in Kingdom Hearts. But like me and him have talked, and he's like really excited that I use it. So I'm like, okay, I'm not. He doesn't think I'm stealing his thunder with the Wayfinder videos or the the trivia thing. Hopefully, I'm different enough. But
I mean,
I guess
I
if
think
we're on
we
cool
are.
terms, then I'll take it.
Yeah, I mean, I welcome, your special brand of torturing people to an extent. Because it's fun, and I know that, this type of thing is what Pat and Water Cage had the idea of when making the Wayfinder project in the first place. So it's really cool to see that become a resource and a source of inspiration.
Yeah, and I've made sure to like express that to both of them. I met them both at Reconnect, and I was like, "Thank you so much," and got to chill and talk to them. They're super cool guys.
Yeah, and I mean, you and I met briefly at Reconnect as well.
Yeah, in the elevator. I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah, where we pitched Kingdom Hearts in the elevator to the Disney exec.
Right. We're pitching Wackadoodle. In Kingdom Hearts 4, it's coming. You just wait for it.
Yeah,
Nomura loved it.
Well, I'm curious for the Wackadoodle Cage trivia, or even you can talk a little bit about your project with Dax if you want. What was your favorite part about these projects that you've been doing?
Honestly, the ideas of being able to come up with just the craziest just ideas, like left field ideas, and then pitching them to people and people being so receptive to it. And I guess that makes sense because we are in such a creative space that people are always happy to also be creative and participate. But I feel like there's a special level of connection, to use the Kingdom Hearts word, when it comes to a lot of the creators, because especially with Wackadoodle, I've done a few of these outside of March Caprice, and everyone has always been down for it. Everyone's okay with getting asked questions that they're not really thinking about at all. And then this recent project that we've been doing with Dax and Dallin 1016, it was again just, I asked so many people. I was like, hey, we're doing this project, are you down for it? Everyone said yes. And so it's such a special thing to have such a tight-knit community that just enjoys each other's company, and as well as creating and helping each other create. And I would love to do more of that with more Wackadoodles, or just any kind of projects that I kind of cook up at some point. Because the recent project with Dax was a dub idea that was out of the blue. We had a small idea of we were going to dub some lines, and then we dubbed the entirety of Kingdom Hearts 3. And again, I had never done anything like this before. I had to learn how to go into the code and the files of Kingdom Hearts, and I had to learn Unreal Engine and all this stuff, and I had to bug so many people to be like, how do I even do this? And then I figured it out, and here we are. So I'm really excited to see where the future holds and brings, with any new ideas I come up with, and who's all down for the following shenanigans.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm definitely excited to see what else you cook up in your mad little brain. I'm curious though, because game development and project development has its ups and downs. I'm curious, what would you say was the most difficult aspects of maybe just the Wackadoodle trivia, or even the Cage Sub dub? Right? What was the thing that made you want to pull your hair out?
Honestly, I think the biggest thing is not asking for help, because I took on so much by myself, and I think it's because I was the one that came up with the idea, and I delegated some tasks, but there was a lot of big tasks that I'm like, I had the time and I could focus on them more than probably other people could, but it got to a point where I was getting burnt out. And I'm like, I wish I would have just asked more people, but instead I just persevered, because I was like, I can do it. I got this. I'll take a break. I'll come back to it. But if I could, if there's one piece of advice from especially here on forward, is definitely if I need help, I'm gonna ask for help, delegate tasks, make things easier on me. Because even though I can take it, it is nice to rely on friends from time to time, especially if they're open to help. If they've got time and are able to. So that's definitely something that I'm going to remember for future projects from here on out.
That's awesome. And, I totally relate to that. I'm also in game development, like, professionally, so, like, usually, and you get a little bit of hubris, like, no, I can do it, and then you're just like, wait, no, I gotta, it's like, it's okay to ask for help, like, in any situation. Yeah. And hell, I might even hit you up because, like, I haven't done any KH3 modding, but that sounds like a lot of fun, like, what you were doing, and I know that the modding community for KH is very active right now. Did you take it? Who did you ask in regards to, like, the modding part for the KH3 dub? Were you on different Discords or forums, or you had some other friends who were in those spaces?
Yeah, so the big project leader of the every time Dax has done these videos is Dallin, 1016. He is, if you ever go on Nexus mods, I think he has, like, probably the record for the most Kingdom Hearts mods that he's put out. He also does, like, commissions for Keyblades as well, so he's very knowledgeable on this stuff. He's put out multiple tutorials. He's very informative and knows a lot of this stuff, and he was there was a lot of asking him questions and figuring stuff out. OpenKH, the Discord server, was a big help. There's a lot of people in there that are just all Kingdom Hearts modders. There was one person in particular, his name was Timoram, I believe.
Oh, Timoram. Yeah.
Yeah. So he helped out a lot because we found out that we could change the pre-rendered cutscenes, and I don't think it had been done before. And so I think he knew how to change the audio, but then we found out how to change the video. So him helping us with the audio portion was, like, huge. And he helped us out in a big way. Various just, I was just sort of poking around OpenKH. Another person that I asked a few questions is Danimal for Life. He mostly does, like, the KH2 side of things. And so I picked, for, like, mods and stuff, I picked his brain a little bit, but I would say mostly Dallin and Timoram were, like, the biggest help with all this stuff, especially Dallin. Dallin, I asked, like, probably, like, a million questions, and honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if he ever got tired of being like, there's so many things you're asking, and I'm like, I want to learn, I want to understand. But he's cool. He's a super nice guy, really cool guy. Definitely excited to see what he cooks up as well in the future, because he did the whole Daybreak town in Kingdom Hearts 3. Like, he recreated the entire world in Kingdom Hearts 3, which was insane.
Yeah. Thank you so much, BriskApollo, for talking with me about your submission and the work that you've been doing. Your submissions every year are so fun and bring a lot of, like, laughs and joy to March Caprice every year.
I'm excited you guys enjoy it, and I'm happy to have a platform that I can, share to the greater community that you guys have. Every year I always look forward to it, to seeing what the other people come up to as well. But being able to, like, get together and have fun and watch, everybody's content, and then also share the content that I'm working with. So I'm very grateful that you guys gave us this stage to perform and watch all these other performances.
Well, thank you. So once again, if you don't mind telling us, like, where people can find your submission when it goes live, and any socials you want to plug.
Yeah, so the submission is going to go live on my YouTube at youtube.com/BriskApollo. Beyond that, I feel like I almost have to, like, pull up my link tree to even remember my socials.
You just want to link them to your link tree?
Yeah, so I do have a link tree, so it's just linktree/BriskApollo. That's got all my socials on it. But yeah, mostly just, it's like Instagram, TikTok, YouTube and Tumblr. I post a lot on those four. I do have like a Twitter and a Blue Sky that I use on occasion. Not super common, but like I do have them. But yeah, definitely the Linktree would be like the all-encompassing source. And then it also has some other projects that I've been working on that it gives quick access to see those as well. So yeah, definitely check me out if you got any of those socials.
All right, thank you very much. And thank you all for listening to this awesome developer vlog here with BriskApollo. We'll be having more of these throughout the week, and so looking forward to see y'all next time, and happy March Caprice! Hello everyone, and happy March Caprice. We're back with another developer log interviewing people who have submitted games this year for March Caprice 6. And here with me is a representative of the Light vs. Darkness team, and somebody who has submitted so many awesome pieces for consoles in the past, Timoram.
Hiya! Happy to see you, and thank you for the nice introduction, Nicole. I'm very happy to be back, and we're very happy to be back at March Caprice this year.
Yeah, so y'all, the Light vs. Darkness team had originally submitted a video for this mod way back in March Caprice 2.
Yeah, that was quite a long time ago, 2022. Gosh, time flies.
Mm-hmm.
It was the time when the KH series was celebrating its 20th anniversary, so it was 4 years ago already. But it feels great to be back after 4 years. Feels like a homecoming, if you'll allow me to say this. So yes.
So you're here as the representative for the Light vs. Darkness team, but do you mind telling us everybody who is on the team?
Yes, of course. Well, it's only me at the interview today, and I'm representing everyone. So we're quite a large team, around 30 plus people approximately.
Oh wow!
It is. It's true community work, and it takes a village to develop a mod, I would say. We're submitting and presenting an update to the mod that we presented back in 2022, and for this update, the work has been led by me, Timoram, Toxic Talus, and Sabertooth 222. But we also had a lot of assistance and support by quite a long list of people.
So I'm curious, what was the inspiration behind, I guess maybe the project as a whole back in March Caprice 2 when y'all started off first, or if it's easier, what was the inspiration behind the update for this year?
Well, for the original mod, all the way back to 2022, well, I would say just KH3 releasing on PC actually opened up for a lot of us in the modding community the possibility of tweaking the game, and there were pretty much plenty of ideas started to pop out. But for us, we were actually inspired by Devil May Cry's Dante Must Die mode, or difficulty level, actually, and some of us in the KH3 community started to create a spoof of it called Sora Must Nerf. It was released, I think, late 2021, and then that's where the thing started to be built upon with game balancing and so on. So not just Sora, but then, say, weapons or abilities and so on. And eventually that became the gameplay rebalancing part of our Light vs. Darkness mod. So this was perhaps maybe the spark of all of it all, for the gameplay at least.
Mm-hmm.
But I think other people in the modding community also liked Kingdom Hearts 2, of course. It's quite the milestone and the real one of the best appreciated games of the series for its combat. But when it comes to KH2, a lot of people in the modding community appreciated that it has a lot of specialized combat options, so not everything has to be an area effect or massive screen nuke damage, and that was something that some of us felt was maybe good to try or tweak to have for KH3. And so that was something that was also an inspiration for the original gameplay rebalance of Light vs. Darkness. And then, of course, there's the entire Final Fantasy series at large,
mm-hmm.
with the fact that players in these RPG games are able to work with teams. So not just Sora, or not just Cloud, or not just Lightning.
Mm-hmm.
And this was something that people kind of made, or at least us in the team kind of missed in KH3, having an entire team to defeat enemies, instead of having just one playable characters and auxiliary party members, I could say. So yeah, these were the inspiration, I would say, for the original mod. And I would say for the update that we're presenting to March Caprice this year, the true inspiration was probably all the players that have downloaded and played the mod over the last 4 years and gave us tons of feedback and constructive criticism. I think honestly, without them, we wouldn't have been able to know what could be improved, what was wrong, what was good, I think. And for the visuals, for the original release and this update, it's primarily 0.2 Birth by Sleep, actually. Our mod has, two sides, a gameplay and visuals. And the visuals is a bit, transforming a bit the world of KH3 and all the Gumi areas as well, sort of a dystopian or destroyed or twisted versions of themselves, as if they were plunged into the dark world. So naturally, that there's Aqua's journey that kind of served as a good inspiration from us. We all love 0.2 BBS. It was, really stunning visually, I think, from the Kingdom Hearts team. I wish we could have more games like this.
It's really cool to see attention being given by the modding community to 0.2. As a disclaimer, I am not as involved in the Kingdom Hearts modding community. I definitely want to be a little bit more. So to hear you list so much inspiration, not only from 0.2, but also from other games, leaning into the Final Fantasy aspect of Kingdom Hearts, which the series itself, at least story-wise, is including its characters, has leaned away from over the years. It's cool to see the community leaning into the gameplay aspects of the Final Fantasy series. To one point you have, though, you mentioned you felt that KH3 was kind of lacking a bit in a team for, fighting as a team. But we actually have more party members in KH3 overall. So I'm curious, what made KH3 feel different in terms of your party members than previous games in the series, if at all?
That's an excellent question. I think opinions deviate a bit in the modding community, but if I may answer for us in the LVD team, the Light vs. Darkness team, I think they have much simpler party member logic or NPC logic, I would say. Or our own Sabretooth 222, who has done the heavy lifting of the past 3-4 years for rehauling the party members. He noticed that all the party members are very simplistic. They rarely dodge enemy attacks, if any. They have long cooldowns when using cure or items, say 20 seconds, I think, if I remember correctly what he said to me. And they have to run to the character they're going to heal before actually healing them. And also they have only tops, outside of Donald and Goofy, that is, they have tops 2 techniques at most outside of melee combos, so it's not a lot. And unlike KH1, they can't really handle bosses on their own, especially at higher difficulties. I think some of us have been actually astonished to see, I think a while ago, that you could set up in KH1 Donald and Goofy to fully handle one of the Ansem final bosses in KH1, and they would, by standing still, you'll see them completely obliterate Ansem on their own, and that was something that I don't think I'm not sure if it's a good thing to do, to go like this in KH3, because that might take off some of the players' agency. But seeing party members being able to smartly make decisions, say, oh, I need to dodge this attack. Oof, I need to immediately heal someone instead of waiting 20 to 30 seconds. Oh, I need to not use cure on this enemy who is actually immune to... Oh, I need to not use fire on this enemy who is immune to fire. Yeah.
This isn't Chain of Memories, Donald.
No. So there's this. The way the NPC logic is very different, I think, and maybe that was the intent, so that the player would be mostly in control of the combat. But I think it would be quite interesting to see also how party members would be able to work on their own, especially since they have so many animations, so many comical ones, especially for characters like Eugene or Mike, for instance. And it's elevating them, I think, to the way that they're able to support the player and do a lot of DPS on themselves is also something that we're trying to aim as well. So that they wouldn't die immediately like KH2 FM within a few seconds after being hit by a boss on critical mode, but so that they'll be able to continue living on and using their own specialities in combat. Say, for instance, Donald being able to be the main magic DPS of the team, or Baymax being able to be the tank, or Mickey being able to use stop in combat.
Thank you for those thoughts on that. There's a lot of things that I hadn't really considered, especially in regards to the enemy and NPC AI. Because, thinking about it, especially during the Keyblade Graveyard section in KH3 in the base game, I feel like our party members die very quickly, especially Riku. I love that look under the hood and how that lets us better understand the game and the game development process. So that's super cool, and thank you for that insight.
I think it helped us also, modding helped us also understand KH3 and collaterally also the other games in the series. I think maybe Square Enix had to give less to each party members because there were more people on the team. So instead of 3, there are 5 people on the team, and they all had perhaps to dilute a bit their abilities so that it wouldn't be combats wouldn't be too easy because of more people, I guess. So maybe that's what happened, I would say. But I'm only speculating based on what we observed. So.
I mean, that's a great point because, game development is a lot of compromises, right? We can't always do exactly what we want without maybe, sacrificing, equivalent exchange and all that for my Full Metal Alchemist fans out there. What was your favorite part about this project? And if anybody from the LVD team also had thoughts about, their favorite part of this project, it can be a memory, mechanics, the art, the design process, anything you'd like to share?
Each of us in the team has probably something different to say. I will start with, for me, working on music, actually. Mm-hmm. During the past 4 years, I started by just... similar to, say, similar with Sabertooth, who improved party members, I had started actually with just improving the music by, editing the music, rather, by seeing how it was possible to put maybe a little bit more in cutscenes, or putting some of the orchestral or official orchestral arrangements in game. Then, fast forward 4 years later, after dissecting the music of the entire KH3 and learning how to arrange music now, I would say have been work on arranging music, actually, full-fledged new arrangements for the mod, actually. I could say that for Mr. Puzzles, our UI and graphic designer, who did some of the UI user interface goodies, it's how working on this game and this mod makes you recalibrate your brain. I would say it's kind of a different experience from regular KH3. Mr. Puzzles helped with UI, and he also has to play the mod like all of us. And he said it's a bit of a bad analogy, but it's sort of like jumping from Devil May Cry to Ninja Gaiden, I think. It's not a matter of it being more difficult, but also him playing makes him think that he has to rethink of how to use all the gameplay tools at his disposal. And I think that's one of the things he likes a lot about this project. The playing, I would say, and using every toolkit in the shed. For one of the people that helped us for the animation, for enhancing and overhauling the animations of Sora, David RM99, who had presented also last year, if I remember correctly, on the same topic. He likes is when it's about imagining an edit or about animations or form changes, and envisioning, and then seeing at the end of the road when the idea finally makes sense in game with the damage, the animation, the FX, the visual effects, and the audio. You never get everything right on the first try, and inevitably you have to refine things again and again. But nothing compares to the feeling of knowing that the design you thought of is actually possible, and that's something that puts a huge smile on his face. I would say for CPAS, who helped us with a lot of setting up cameras and a lot of back end. It's all the general technical work that everybody shares in the community, I think. So it's the team project, I would say. Some sharing details, documenting how the game works, and also how the different scripts that everybody makes, which helps us making better mode overall, I would say. There's internal documentation now for modding that people can read and learn from, actually, now, thanks to her work.
Ooh,
And,
so where can people find that documentation for those?
a lot of it is on the OpenCage page, as well as on its Discord. But we also have something called the Trace Game white pages.
Yeah.
So for people who are interested in joining the community and maybe even contribute, there's quite a lot that people can read upon and learn from, and we're all able to answer questions and guide a lot of people that might have ideas, actually.
Well, that is certainly a lot, and I love hearing all of that. I definitely, I'm looking forward to checking all of that out a little bit more on my end. Definitely has piqued my interest. But, any project creation has its ups and downs, and I'm very curious, what were some of the most difficult aspects of this project for the team?
Let's see. Well, for me, Timoram, it's all the hardcore stuff, I would say, that comes with modding, I think. We're modifying and retro engineering a game that we had not touched at all during its actual development, that we did not know anything at all. And sometimes we hit barriers where some things, such as form changes attached to weapons or the number of abilities available in game, is fully limited, and we can't change that. Well, it also helped us to learn how to work with constraints and how to make the best of them. So for one of the leads of these updates, also the Toxic Talus, one of the most difficult things was probably trying to stay true to the actual Disney and Square Enix characterizations. So it's we can't really, well, we can, but we tried our best to stay true to the personality of each character, each party member we modified, and also each enemy, and whether the Organization 13 or the smaller trash mobs. So when you have 20 people in Sora's party, and you have to see, and you have each of them having a long history inside and outside the Kingdom Hearts series, it's quite the design constraint to try to say, okay, I cannot have 5 tanks in the team. I cannot have 6 magic DPS in the team. Who will I do? What will I do? Who will be what? And same for the playable characters, I think. That gave us a lot of ideas, like making Sully from Monster Inc. Weak to fire, water, and thunder, because he's coated in fur, so that's not exactly something you want to have wet to scorch with thunder or fire. So he has less, he takes more damage for that. So again, working with constraints. And then from DH, who helped us with quite a lot of programming and setting up many different small and big aspects of the mod. He said, also, he said that working with persistent hard-coded behavior that crop up while modding the game and running into that unexpectedly is something that is a bit challenging sometimes, I would say. You run into a lot of head scratchers and banging your own head on the keyboard. And particle effects as well, VFX. That's something that pretty much everyone in the modding community hates. We cannot see those in game. We cannot see how they are being rotated. We cannot see how they are aligned with the position of a character or enemy. So we're blind. So when we put on an animation, okay, this will be a fire effect on the tip of the weapon from frame 1 to 5. We don't know how it will look like unless we have compiled the entire mod.
Oh no.
Mix that with some of us being quite perfectionists, and you get quite an explosive cocktail, I would say. I guess that's what comes with the limitation of modding, I would say. We're on the other side.
If it makes y'all feel any better, a lot of similar things happen on the development side, where especially...
Really?
Oh yeah, so especially as coming from the quality assurance side. So like I've done a lot of like testing. It's not a trade secret. A series that goes on for 20 plus years builds on itself and its engine, and everything is kept together with duct tape and thumbtacks, right? So it is very possible to have this similar reaction where, oh hey, this animation isn't playing, or this VFX isn't playing, or this particle, why is it not playing? And it turns out the origin for it, for some reason, is attached to something else on the map all the way across, like, or maybe even underneath the map, right? If there isn't, like, proper communication, or if you don't even have all the tools that maybe, like, the VFX team, for example, has, you have no idea how to fix it. Game development is a hot mess, and it's wonderful.
Yeah.
By the way, for those who are listening, if you are working on a game, whether it's a mod or like something in your little brain, you are a game developer. We love you.
We love you all.
Well, thank you so much, Timoram, for joining me.
Thank you for the invite.
Yeah, so where can people find the submission, and what socials do you want to share for this project?
Well, the mod as it stands right now it is available on Nexus Mods. Just search for Light vs. Darkness in the Kingdom Hearts 3 section. But we also have a YouTube channel where the trailer for the 2.0 update will be shown. And we also have a Blue Sky where you can follow a bit our updates every now and then, and our Discord as well. So it's just a matter of looking for us where you prefer the best.
Alrighty, thank you again so much. I had a lot of fun with this.
Me too.
Yay! And thank you all for joining us for another developer log. Definitely check out more throughout the week and throughout the weekend. You know, March Caprice, we got a lot going on. Thank you again for joining us, and happy March Caprice!
Happy March Caprice!